let's start with this equation here. So I want you to change this to slope-intercept form and graph it. So when you change it to slope-intercept form, what variable are you solving for? Y. So solve the equation for y. Get y by itself. All right. Pay attention to the sign in front of your y-intercept. It should be. All right, so we're getting y by itself. So we're moving the 3x over. So you get negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 12. Then you divide everything by negative 4. So you should get y equals 3/4 x minus 3. So that's your equation. Right? Now to graph that, you guys want me to go ahead and graph it? Okay. All right, so remember that this here is your y-intercept. So that means on our graph, on the y-axis, we're going to go down to negative 3, and we're going to put a dot right there. That's where you start. Then you're going to use the number that's in front of x. That's your slope. So since your slope is 3/4, from that point that we just plotted, that lime green one, we're going to go up 3 and right 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot right there, connect the two dots.
So the y-intercept goes on the actual line, you don't get over it? Like, you don't go over 1?
No, the y-intercept goes on the y-axis.
That's right.
Okay. All right, so does that feel a little bit better? Okay, so let's try one more of those to make sure that we got it.
So what are directions going to say when we need to do that?
It will say, like, convert to slope-intercept form and graph.
Okay. So I think I know how to do most of it. I just don't apply it in the right spot.
Okay.
And I think
Yeah, and if you guys have questions tomorrow about, like, what exactly the directions are asking you to do, please ask me. That way we can make sure, like, I will gladly answer those questions. Don't just sit there confused and wait till the last 30 seconds of class to be like, well, I didn't know what to do. Like, please ask me questions, okay? I will try to make sure that they are as clear as possible, but if you guys are not sure, let me know. Okay, so let's, again, convert this one to slope-intercept form and graph it. So we're going to solve for y. Quick, guys. So we're going to add the 5x over because it's negative. So then you get 15y equals 5x plus 30. Divide by whatever is in front of y. So in this case, we're dividing everything by 15. So it cancels out there, which leaves us with a y. 5 divided by 15 gives us 1/3. You just reduce that fraction. And then 30 divided by 15 gives us that 2. So again, on our graph, so our y-intercept is a positive 2. So we're going to start there. And then our slope is positive 1/3. So from that red point, we're going to go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So our line should look like this. Okay. Okay, so we can go back and practice some more of those in a little bit. I just want to make sure we have plenty of time to get to functions. Everybody's favorite thing, I know. All right, so let's say we have these two functions. Also, just so you guys know, I am recording this. I'm just like pausing it during the long gap so you guys are working so you can go back and like re-practice and look at these later. Okay. So let's say we have a function f of x, which is going to be equal to the square root of negative 5x plus 25. And g of x, who groaned already? Hannah. Why? All right, so let's do a composition.
What's that mean?
The f of g of x. So we're going to take this function and plug it in here.
Those confuse me so much. I never know what to plug in where.
All right, so you're always going to take whatever's inside and plug it in for x to this function. So like I'm taking 3x plus 12 and replacing this x right here with that. All right, so try it and see what you get. So again, we're replacing this x with our 3x plus 12. So we've got the square root of negative 5 times 3x plus 12 plus 25. So we're going to do the distributive property here. We're going to multiply that 5 through. So again, we're keeping the square root. So that's going to be negative 15x minus 60 plus 25. So then we can add the negative 60 and 25, which gives us negative 15x minus 35. All right, so that is going to be as far as you go for that one. Okay, so let's do another one. I don't remember if it was one of you all or the other, but the ones where you have to foil.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're going to practice one of those. So let's say f of x is x squared minus 2, and g of x is x plus 7. So again, let's find f of g of x. So again, we're taking g of x, which is this, and replacing it into this function. So we're replacing this x with x plus 7. So that means you're going to have to FOIL that x plus 7 because now it's squared. So you're going to do x plus 7 times x plus 7. You're going to end up with x plus 7 squared minus 2. Don't forget your minus 2 at the end, Chance. And you've got it. Yeah, that's right, Tana. So this means we're going to do x plus 7 times x plus 7. So that means we're going to do the first 2 to give us x squared. Outside 2 is 7 plus 7x. Inside is plus 7x. Last is plus 49. And then we also have to bring down that minus 2. So then we can combine those together. And then 49 minus 2 is 47. Right. Okay. Let's do a couple more compositions. Or well, how are we feeling about the composition part? Do you guys want to do some other function practice for a minute? Okay. So do you want to subtract, multiply, or divide first?
Yes.
Multiply, okay. Ooh, yeah, these are long ones. All right, you guys ready? Oh, that's just mean. I'm not doing that to you. Yeah, I'll do that one. It's still kind of long, but it's good practice. I won't give you one this long on the test tomorrow.
Is that 3 or 7?
That's a 3. I'll fix it in a second. All right, so we're going to multiply these together. So take your time. Make sure you're getting all your exponents right. You're combining all your like terms. You are going to get large numbers. So remember, when you're multiplying, you're going to do the distributive property, right? We're going to like take each one of these, multiply it to all of these. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not going to give you one this long on your test. So it will look like... And with this one especially, if you guys feel like you need to like do some of it on paper or like erase some stuff as you go, totally fine. Here, you all can keep working on that problem, but I want to do a couple other function ones just because we're running low on time. We've got about 10 minutes. So that one you should have gotten negative 18 x to the 6th minus 150 x to the 5th plus 510 x to the 4th minus 483 x to the 3rd minus 66x squared.
Should it be a positive 8?
Yes, I don't know why I wrote negative. Thank you. Plus 342x minus 45. I will not give you one that long on your test, I promise. No. The most I would do would be like a trinomial times a trinomial, and even that's probably pushing it. It's probably going to be a binomial and a trinomial. So, much shorter. But if you guys can do this, you can handle anything. So, you guys did good. All right, let's do a division. All right, so on the division ones, I'm not worried about if you can factor and reduce it. All I need you to do is write it as a fraction. Okay? If you want to factor and reduce it, go for it, but you don't have to. None of you, not even my honor students. I'm not going to make you guys do that. Okay? So, let's say we have these two functions. And I ask you to divide them. What are you going to do? Plus 5 over x minus 5. You just take the top function over the bottom function, and that's it. That's the answer. That's all I want you to do. Okay? All right. We can handle that. All right, let's do a subtraction real quick. So let's say our two functions are so let's do f minus g of x.
What formula did you say we have to know? And which ones did you say you were going to know?
I will give you all of them.
Oh, okay.
I was going to have you guys remember point float form. But yeah, so remember with this, you have to distribute the negative through. So you'll have 6x squared plus 10x minus 2 minus 3x plus 14. So then you get 6x squared plus 10. Well, so then you'll do 10 minus 3 to get a plus 7x, and then negative 2 plus 14 to get a positive 12. All right, so on your test tomorrow, I will give you all the formulas you need. Okay? So I will give you distance, midpoint, slope, point slope. That should be all you need to write the equations of lines. Again, I will have this video and the one I do because my 8th period class asked for some different stuff. So I will have all of that posted on LMS. Also, under yesterday's discussion, I went back and posted all the links to all the videos I've done for this chapter. So if there's anything you feel like you need to refresh on, do it. I will be available in study hall tomorrow. If you guys would like to come in and work more problems, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay? So I've got 2nd period tomorrow set aside for you all. So, well, you guys in 10th grade because you guys all have the same test tomorrow. All right? So, make sure you go over stuff tonight. And that's it.